Grab your whatever you want and jump in your literally anything, because today we're geeking out about geeking out. Let's geek out.
Let's go!
Welcome back to 4 Geeks by Geeks. I'm Bozer.
And I'm PK.
And today we are wrapping up our final discussions on this amazing weekend we had.
Yes.
And really we noticed a theme, a trend that was weaving itself through everything throughout the whole weekend, and it's just got us all the feels and all the thoughts, and we need to share it today. Yeah.
So I want to start this by saying you might notice that we don't have the same amount of energy as usual, because there is this layer of
Depression?
yeah. I mean, I was gonna say melancholy, because that's been my go-to word for it. But there's this you're riding this high, and then now you're back to reality.
Right, for 3 days straight.
Yeah, which I mean that took a lot of energy out of me too. But no, once you're back, so there if you notice lack of energy, no, that's not a consistent. It's kind of hard. We just came back yesterday, so when you'll see this on Sunday, for us this is literally Monday, the next day after. But we're trying to keep this positive and happy as we can. Sorry.
We are happy. We're so excited.
Yes.
It's just from being surrounded with the magic. And if you've never been to a con, we both highly encourage you. Just check one out. Find out your local con. Elkhurst's got a Comic-Con coming up in September. There's usually one. Indie PopCon is in June. Mm-hmm. So there's usually one not far from you. C2E2 is a couple hours away, or an hour and a half from here.
Well, then Gen Con is another really big one in Indiana. And if that's in August, which I think it is, Matt Mercer and the Critical Role will be at Gen Con.
Are you serious?
Yeah, so I might have
I can't afford another con, but I might.
I can't either, but I might go one day just to go see them. I don't know.
I would love to see the critters.
As a critter, I would love to see it. And it's funny because we saw a ton of critters there. I don't know if you noticed, but we saw a ton of people cosplay as campaign 2 characters, campaign 1 characters. It was incredible. It was absolutely amazing. But
every time I saw somebody blue with horns, I was like, "Are you Jester?" They're like, "No." I'm like, "No,
not Jester.
I'm another tiefling." Or who's Jester?
I hated the who's Jester one. But cool things that happened. Yeah.
For a full recap of the weekend, check out the wrap-ups of each day. We did a wrap-up video after we came back.
If not, in the description below with the links to all 3,
here,
I'll try to there'll be a little gray bar that says episode 1, episode 2, episode 3.
But we're trying to keep those pretty quick, so we didn't get into detail. And there's some of these things that we did that we didn't really talk about. What was a real highlight, just overall weekend, overall impression of the con? I got notes here that I'm looking at.
Yeah, so there's one that I didn't write down. Reagan, who you met, if you go see those videos, she's my fiance. She was there with us the entire time. We had our friends there, which was amazing. Mm-hmm. But she just got to really geek out about being in cosplay, and people ate all of us up. But it was so cool to see her get this attention.
She was living her best self. I'll tell you what.
She was to the point where she was because we were all supposed to wear those 4 Geek by Geek shirts on the 3rd day, and she was just. She loved it so much that she went back in as Danny Phantom, and I don't blame her. I was I would have too, And
it gave people a reason to come take a picture, and then we were just in the background, talking with our 4 Geeks by Geeks.
So weird. That's crazy. I don't understand. Oh,
you
weird.
Should click the link.
So
it was good, but did you really love just watching her?
I did. I loved just getting to watch her glow with this positive happiness, and that really meant a lot. To see that, and then meeting my hero, the Karate Kid, William Zabka.
Why is he your hero? I don't think you ever get to talk about that.
Yeah, so William Zabka played the villain of Karate Kid. As much as I like to joke around about it, but I don't know if you ever heard the story about what happened with the Wicked Witch of the West from Wizard of Oz.
I'm not sure I know the story.
So she was so renowned for being that kids would kick her and yell at her because she was the bad guy.
Oh man!
And then How I Met Your Mother talks about how I don't think it was as severe as they joked about it being, but it was hard for him to get roles as not the villain. He was seen as the bad guy, and it happens when your first big role is a villain. They perceive you as a villain. But he was absolutely amazing on that show. And then he got to come back onto this YouTube Red series, or I think it's YouTube Originals now.
Okay.
Cobra Kai. And watching him just, take this series and really run with it, it was incredible. So getting to, I don't know, like, he's probably in his 40s, 50s now. And where I feel like Ralph Macchio had this huge stream of success. He was on Dancing with the Stars. He was in The Outsiders. He was in Karate Kid 1, 2, and 3. I mean, just a ton of stuff. And on Cobra Kai. William Zabka did not see that same fame. And
so this was like a chance for him to get some redemption, or...
Right, and that really, again, which we'll tap on in a little bit, but like, get to see an actor like rekindle his love of acting was
his passion.
His passion.
Yeah, okay.
That was incredible.
I got to look at a TV at one of my idols. David Tennant is my all-time favorite doctor. I mean, they're all so beautiful and precious
and uniquely different.
And uniquely different,
which is always, I thought that was always cool about being a doctor.
That is so key to the role. I like, as soon as I watched Chris Eccleston as number 9, and I fell in love with him. I didn't like him at first, and then it switched to David Tennant, who I didn't like at first because he wasn't Chris Eccleston, but then he was his own thing. And because he was so uniquely his own thing, it made you just fall in love with him. And then again with Matt Smith, I was like, you're not David Tennant. But then he was his own thing. And John Hurt, and now Jodie Whittaker.
I heard she's doing phenomenal things, by the way. I'm not a Whovian, but...
Yeah, and I'm really ashamed to say I haven't yet got to her episodes.
Have you seen her, shoot.
Our Sonic Screwdriver? Yeah. No.
We should look it up real quick. If I think I'm thinking of the right person, she's got like a wooden one.
It's wooden?
Yeah, I think it's like a wand.
Oh, she's so
I think.
Cool.
I thought I saw that. Like I said, not a Whovian.
I'm embarrassed to say that I don't have all my ducks in a row as far as my Hoovers, but I just love him so much, and he was like Purple Man in not Daredevil, Jessica Jones,
which is a very intense villain.
Oh yeah, and he and the writers and he were able to come together and create this like human villain. Yeah, that is cool.
It's kind of like a wooden look, right?
That is now my favorite.
Yeah, it's an absolutely incredible. You should look up her Sonic Screwdriver.
It's cool.
It's super cool. It looks like a wand. It's like I don't know. It's got like a stick feel to it. I don't know.
But I got there a little late, which I thought I got there plenty of time.
You really didn't get there late. It started at 11. He got there at 10:05, and it was sold out immediately.
People had crammed in the standby line, and then there was another line of us who were just like waiting around to watch on the TVs that they streamed out into the lobby. And we did, and I was perfectly happy sitting right in front of the TV watching David Tennant, and we were all like clapping in the lobby. And it was so cool because we went and stood in front of these TVs, and then instantly everyone just sat because everyone was like, well, everybody needs to see this.
Right.
And then everybody just popped a squat, sat Indian style like we were in kindergarten, and we watched TV together as David Tennant was like 100 yards away, out of reach, but we could see him. And he was just hilarious, and he did not disappoint. He like stood on a couch and
he's got such high energy.
Always.
David Tennant is just such high. He's who you should. If you want to see a perfect actor, high energy, David Tennant, incredible.
You think it's fake, but it can't be.
No, that's just who he is. I think he genuinely, and I think that was a trend I noticed because we also wanted to go see Twisted Tunes, and the same thing happened to that line, but that was different because people forced their way past the line and they like snuck in and filled it up.
Yeah.
Which I was kind of dirty, but it is what it is.
And there wasn't that much of that at C2E2 that I could see. I didn't see a lot of people.
I think that was it was such a big part, and I don't think they meant to. I think it was just like
pure
chaos.
No.
They just walked straight past, like, oh, this is where we gotta go, and they walked in, and all of the doors were open. That was mistake number 1. They should have just had the 2 at the end.
Yeah,
but it was.
They learned after that day.
Yeah, and then after that, they made it a filing system. But I was in line for William Zabka and Ralph Macchio. Unfortunately, I had to miss Rob Paulsen and the Animaniacs come through, which was sad because I think Rob Paulsen is amazing, as I mentioned in one of the other videos from this weekend.
He's the voice of everything.
Yeah, I mean, you've got Carl from Jimmy Neutron, the Box Ghost from Danny Phantom. You've got Wacko. You've got
and he's also
Pinky.
the brain, Pinky, yeah.
Pinky. He's just been a lot. He's a German doctor. I mean, he's done so much.
He was, I think, Donatello originally in the 80s.
And then he got recast again
as Ralphie.
Yep.
And he's like, you know, a 50, 60-year-old man doing the voice of a Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtle.
And that's actually...
And he can do it.
Yeah.
It sounds so clutch.
And I was watching Talking Tunes, which is his podcast / live video now, from the Nerdist, and he had Billy West on, and he was talking about how, like, he did Donatello in the 80s, and then they called him in for an audition for Ralphie, and he was like, don't they know who I am? He was like, I don't mean that as a condescending thing. I was like, I'm 54, like, I'm old. Like, that's what he meant. Like, he's like, do they know, like, I'm an old man? And they went in, and he realized that kids who grew up are now producing these shows and hiring these awesome voice actors again. So it's cool that he gets to have a resurgence.
Yeah, they're like, I still want that voice on my kid's cartoon.
Like, and that's where I said that he's a generational voice actor, where my grandpa, my dad, and I, and my child could all have a relationship with Rob Paulsen as a voice actor, which I think is absolutely incredible.
And you don't realize he's writing a book. Check it out in October. It's called Voice Lessons. And it's all these lessons that he's learned from, like, these voice characters. And it's more about just the impact that you're the voice of a character. And while there's 187, and he made sure to mention, like, all the 187 people that go into creating what you know as that animated character, but you're the voice and you're what people hear. And so when they hear your voice instantly, they just connect you with that. And so this book is all about the stories of the people when they realize who he is, and they just gush and be like, oh, because of this. And there was this really precious story they told about this family, this dad and this son lost the wife, the mom. Yeah. And for a year, they just felt so melancholy. They didn't know how to feel anything. But for 1 hour a day, at 4:00, they tuned in together and they watched Animaniacs and Pinky and the Brain. And for that 1 hour, they allowed themselves to laugh. And they made sure to tell him when they met Rob Paulsen, like, you guys were the thing that got us through that year. And it might be so trivial. It's Animaniacs and it's Pinky and the Brain. But these characters mean something. And they're using their gift in a way that connects people.
Absolutely beautiful. Let's see. Women of Overwatch, I thought was super inspiring.
How come?
I think it made me realize that, like, these women came in not knowing there's just a paycheck for some of them. They're like, oh, it's another gig. Yeah. And then they ended up becoming a family out of it. Mm-hmm. It went to grow up for so much more, which I think you can get a lesson. You can grab lessons out of everything. And what that took from me was even the smallest thing can mean the world to you. So, like, somebody went in and did a bunch of German lines and said, hey, you're a blonde German woman who heals people with a staff. And she made a voice for it. And she's like, okay, that's it. And then, 3 years later, it's like one of the biggest games. And it's had a huge following and absolutely, like, everybody loves them. And Blizzard is such a big thing. So even the smallest, like, little things can become something incredible and grow to something.
Yeah, and you have no idea when you start out. And again, that was Carolina Ravassa, who voices Sombra. Lucy Pohl, who voices Mercy. And Jennifer Hale, I got my notes, Jennifer Hale, who voices Ash, as well as, like, a slew of, like, thousands of other video game and cartoon characters.
Most importantly being Shepard from Mass Effect.
Yeah,
well, the female version of Shepard.
But I just love the fact, and I'll get more into this in a bit, but, like, these ladies, like, Lucy Pohl, she was like, I hope they don't find out that I'm not Swiss and I can't really do a Swiss accent. But here she is getting paid to do a Swiss accent for, like, one of the best supports in the game. And everyone's, okay, maybe not favorite, but necessary supports.
I mean, I love her.
And she's like a face of Overwatch. And here she is doubting her ability. She is like, I hope they don't know. And it's just like, if you are able to put out what you do without any apologies for trying your best, if you know me, if my students ever watch this, they know that I say you have no apologies for trying your best. And I did not coin that. I was taught that from my own teachers. You have no idea the effect it might just have on the world and the people around you.
which it's true. Like, it's factual. And like I said, we've got a whole thing.
We just want to gush about.
This is a unique
the love of
episode
life.
that doesn't happen every time. But
No.
for now, I
We'll
want
put
to
a pin in it.
I want to talk about like the cosplay competition, and
Yeah.
we got to meet a bunch of cool people on the floor that were in cosplay. Some of them were actually in the competition itself, and some artists that we met. So we're gonna go and roll that film right now.
Hey, we are here with Will on the show floor. He is... Oh, my camera just broke. He's here with Samurai Link. Will, tell us about your Samurai Link.
Well, it was originally an inspiration for... I have a affinity for Japanese culture, and as I cosplay as Link typically anyway, I wanted to find a way to blend the two.
Absolutely incredible. I love this man.
So how much work has gone into creating this?
I have about 3 months worth of actual physical labor involved and 3 weeks worth of research to keep the costume historically accurate as well as
Absolutely
in
authentic.
place.
Wow, that is great. So today we're asking, like, what geeks you out? What do you love about geek culture?
Oh, what isn't to love about it? It's really a means of self-expression. It's what I do.
Very cool. Thank you. You look incredible. Keep it up.
Thanks a lot, guys.
Hi guys, we are here with Glinda. This is incredible. We saw her last night at the Grand Championships of Cosplay, and it outlined some of her work. But can you briefly tell the folks at home what all kind of work went into this?
I used a lot of embroidery. The rhinestoning was all done by hand. All 30,000 rhinestones are hand placed. It's between 30 and 40. You lose count after a few 10,000 rhinestones.
And time-wise, how much was that?
It took me about 6 months build time. I do have a normal, plain, boring job. So I do this on the weekends, and it took me about 6 months to create it. This is actually Glinda 2.0. You can find my Tumblr at Connie's Cosplay Creations if you want to look through and watch me build my costumes.
Yeah.
I usually do one about a year, and then, but the builds that I do are always really big. My next one is 50 yards of feathers. So I'm very, very excited.
Spoilers of what it is, or is it a surprise? You gotta check her Tumblr. All right, check back her Tumblr for that. And can we ask you one more question? What do you love about geek culture?
You see all these little people around here?
Yes.
The smiles, the love that they have for everything that we do. I mean, to some little ones, I'm just a big pink cookie princess, and that's fantastic that it makes their day. And then I have a woman who's in her 60s run up to me screaming and crying. And, well, I also had an entire bar cheer for me when I walked through, so that was also a fantastic moment. This con, in general, has had some of the biggest, best moments of my cosplay time. So,
That's awesome. Yeah. Well, you look incredible, and you do such great work. I just admired you these last 3 days. We've been like stalking her, finding her. But thank you so much for taking some time to talk to us.
no problem at all.
Is there anything else that Tumblr? Where else can they find you?
The 105th Squad, it's a 501c3 out of Raleigh, North Carolina.
Okay.
You can find me there. You can find me on Twitter. It's all Connie's Cosplay Creations.
Great. Cool. Thank you. Thank you. And we're here with our contest winner from Elkhart, Indiana, Josh. How you doing, man? You having fun?
I'm doing great, yeah.
So, what have you done so far today?
Well, I've traded some Magic the Gathering cards. I've met a lot of people in cosplay. It's just been a great time.
Good. I'm so glad. Thank you so much for entering the contest. I'm so glad you won.
Yeah, thank you so much.
Yeah. So, what else are you into? Like, anything you want to tell folks at home?
Well, I've checked out the comics. I haven't really collected them, but I think I might start. I've seen a lot that I like, especially the graded comics.
Yeah.
So, yeah.
You're getting higher and higher. Sorry. It's okay. So, what do you love about geek culture? That's the question of the day.
Just the ability to meet new people and have new experiences. Really, you can just pretty much find anything.
Like just
within
anything
that.
of someone like came up to you and was like, hey, are you, you know,
Yeah,
so fun.
yeah,
so
yeah.
fun.
Yeah, and I've just been able to strike up conversation with so many people because you have that common thread of just geeking out, and we're all here to support each other.
Right.
Is that what you mean? Yeah,
Yeah,
that's cool.
100%.
Well, we hope you have a fantastic day.
Hey, thank you so much.
You too could win future cons. We'll be giving stuff away. Follow our social media, Twitter and Facebook.
Okay, awesome.
Thanks
All
for
right,
coming, Josh.
And we are here with Daria and Natasha. Thank you so much for letting us talk to you for a minute. So tell us about your cosplays. Look incredible.
No problem. I'm Raven from DC, and I'm Storm from Marvel.
Is this a new character, or is this something that you guys always do?
I've been cosplaying for a while now. I think I first started in around 2005 maybe, and just blew up from there. So.
And for me, this is literally my bucket list con, my bucket list cosplay. I've been wanting to do Storm from the X-Men cartoon for years.
Yeah.
I just needed the funds and the time and everything to do it the way I want to do it. I got these earrings, they're totally set in 1980.
Yes.
I'm just so happy right now, and everyone's so. And in New York, there's always 10,000 storms. So in C2E2, there's not as many. So
I've seen it.
yeah.
Absolutely.
Well, you guys are spot on, really. The attention to the detail in each is great.
1 second, okay?
So what do you geek out about other than cosplay? What are you into?
We can get a picture. Well, I've been here since, this is my third C2E2. This is the first. I dragged her along. I was like, I've dragged many friends to C2E2. I'm like, come.
Make them believers.
Yes, yeah, great. And she's helped me totally take it up a whole nother notch. We were Rogue and Batgirl on Friday. We were Black Canary and Huntress on Friday, and today with this. So it's 3 costumes, 3 days. I actually had a 4th costume for Scotty Young, but I was like, listen, I can't carry more crap. So he's like, I understand, so it's fine. He's like, just take a picture. I'm like, oh, whatever. But I literally, she's my inspiration. I mean, look at her. I personally, in August, I joined Weight Watchers and I lost 40 pounds between now and today, just so I could come here and be like,
You feel good?
I
You
feel
powerful?
amazing.
Good.
It was so nice and it was so sweet here. I love C2E2 so much. So yeah, so what I think about like I said, Scotty Young, that was my first C2E2 because I just wanted to meet him. He kept saying come to New York and he didn't come, and so I was like, I'm taking myself to the mountain. So yeah, and then after that, I was just like, no stop. I was on TV. Shh. Okay.
I'm a huge anime fan. I think where she is, Garrett. She's more of the comics, I'm more of the anime. I play video games, like Kingdom 3 and Resident Evil 2. So that makes it also fine. But yeah, my hobbies are anime, video games, and comics. She is old, like 87, going that far. It's about this girl who finds this nurse in the library and she ends up getting sucked into the book. And then the story goes from there. I'm not going to spoil it for you.
So we're here with Noah Eisenman. We've shown some of his art in the C2E2 Day wrap-up. So he is gracious enough to talk to us today. So Noah, tell us about your art.
Yeah, this is totally my side gig. It's not my full-time jam, but I don't know. I've been drawing my whole life, and just recently started hitting it really hard a couple years ago. I don't know, I just love it, working to get into the animation industry, so that's my goal for this year, putting together my portfolio for character design, so.
Okay, cool, awesome.
Do you mind if I ask what you do for your day job?
Yeah, it's really boring. No, I work for government, I work for the city of Boulder, so I'm in sustainability, some recycling, compost policy. About the furthest thing away from this, but it's good, it lets me keep my hobbies, and,
Right, so it doesn't make this so you have to make a job, but you also want to do fun of it.
Exactly, but I really wouldn't mind, so.
Oh, shit, this way,
Then if people want to get some of your art or decorate their house, where can they find you?
Yeah, Noah Eisenman, so, it's hard to spell, there's a lot of weird letters in there, but noaheisenman.com is my store, I'm on Instagram, Twitter, everything else, but, that's the name.
And the question that we're asking everybody is, what do you love about geek culture?
Oh man, well, I mean, like I said, I'm so into character design, so I just really love all of the, fandoms and getting to see stuff everyone's nerding out about. But yeah, I really love comics, really love cartoons, and C2E2 is like all those things sort of like all combined together.
Yeah.
So yeah, it's the best.
Do you have a favorite geekdom or?
Oh man,
what do
I
you
mean,
nerd out about?
it was always Ninja Turtles growing up, but big Spider-Man fan at this point. It's the best. Yeah.
It was awesome meeting you again.
Yeah, of course. Yeah.
Thank you so much.
Yeah, thank you. Thanks for stopping by.
Awesome.
Appreciate it.
Here we go.
All right, so everyone has gotten one.
Wasn't that insane?
Incredible.
I just love C2E2. And thank you so much for everybody that stopped and talked to us.
Yes.
We hope that you were able to, we were trying to give out our stickers, so we hope you were able to see it. If you were, comment below. Just let us know, say hi. It was such an honor just to geek out with you.
Yeah, it was. And like, it was one of the things I loved about the community. And again, I'm getting ahead of myself. I don't want to get ahead of myself.
What did you think of that cosplay competition? Like, did you see that footage? Did you see those pictures? It's insane.
So,
like the best of the best in the world. That was a world championship of cosplay.
It was funny because we sat down and I was like, oh, we're going to see like Chicago's best. And then she was like, no. We're going to see the United States. And I was like, oh my God. So there was a
like,
whole
that's so cool, yeah.
another cosplay competition after. I was like, okay, that was really cool. So now the person that they picked as the winner is going to go on and do the World Championships. And then they're like, and here they are. And then Korea comes out.
In Australia, in Africa.
The South Africa one
or something.
The South Africa one was incredible.
Yeah, it ended up South Africa. Kinpatsu cosplay ended up winning second place.
Yes, because she was incredible.
The world.
She looked like something straight out of a video game.
She was Sister of Battle from Warhammer 40k.
She looked exactly like the mini blown up to human size.
And the third place was the Dingo Ate My Cosplay from Australia, which is
best
name ever.
100% best name in cosplay.
She was Ariadna from Kings of the Realm. But did you catch that winner? She's now the current crown champion, world champion of cosplay. Cow Butt Crunchies. That's her cosplay.
Is it really?
Cow Butt Crunchies.
I did not catch that. She won America and then went on to win the world.
Yeah, in one night.
Yeah,
I talk about success after success.
Phenomenal.
Within like an hour's time, she went from best in America to best in the world. And she was dressed as, if you don't recognize it, Lord Helda Circle from Tree of Savior. That is not something I'm familiar with.
No.
I thought someone said it was a board game, actually.
That makes sense. That looks like it could have been from a board game.
But she had, I don't know if you could see it, but like here had a gold chain, and then here and here was all like a rubber silicone.
They plastered her, and then they created a mold for her, and it looked amazing. It was
and
absolutely
this
incredible.
had motorized thing, and it turned.
Yeah, it like spun on its own, and it was like never ending.
And the detail on all of these cosplays, like the needlework to the intricacies and the paint. There was one, if you saw the one, he's a big blue gypsy something from Pacific Rim.
Oh, he was Gypsy. He was the Gypsy mech from...
How long did it take him, it said?
48 hours.
He made that sucker in 48 hours. And that is better than anything I could make in 48 days.
48 years for me, I think. I'm super honest. He was incredible.
He's got it down. I don't know how he just doesn't.
Hey, he was like, I just put this together. And he said it took 7 days because of work.
Because he had a job. So between that,
whatever, it's fine. Just it's just a spare time thing.
But some that didn't win, like, who did you love? You kept talking about the one from Korea.
Yes, so the Seoul Korea lady was incredible. She had 6 moving legs and a tail, all moving independently of themselves. She was absolutely amazing, and it could be because I'm Korean, and I'm always going to support my Koreans. I mean, even in NYXL, although we just lost Ark, moment of silence for him. Anyway, not that anybody knows about, like, this is the day to geek out about everything, right?
She was cosplaying as Desert Queen Zagara from Heroes of the Storm.
And it looked...
Like, she walked out with her 6 legs. She was on, like, a cart that rolled, and it was all hidden with black fabric. And all you saw was the black legs and the little scorpion tail that did that.
Yeah, the whole audience just lost their mind when they saw it.
When she walked out, I'm like, oh, well, she won.
Yeah, I really thought, but then, everybody else started to come back up, and you're like, oh my gosh, like...
And it got better and better and better.
And it was all intense. But I'm always going to root for Koreans.
And one of my favorites was James Frederick Tan. I'm not sure where he's quite from. I don't think he's from America because he was part of the World Championship, I thought.
I think he might have been India.
Okay.
Because he was the Transformer?
Yeah, he was Optimus Prime from The Last Night. And this thing was like 7 feet tall.
Each foot weighed 25 pounds.
But he was like stomping, and later I saw him on the floor, and he's like this short little guy.
Nuts.
And so just the work they went into it. And then he followed our Instagram, so we just like lost our minds. Thanks, James Frederick, for your follow. We follow you, and we'll follow you to the end, right or die.
Incredible. All of them did an amazing job, and that's just it. From the smallest from the winner all the way down to like anybody who competed. Everyone was phenomenal, and that's what I love about it. Like, you get to just be whoever you want to be, and everybody's welcoming of it. Like, it didn't matter. Like, you were from a comic book, Ray was from a cartoon,
Nickelodeon cartoon,
and I was from an anime/video game, and yet we had no correlation whatsoever. But people constantly wanted to stop and take photos of all of us together, or grab us each individually. We got to meet people who were like, "Oh my God, it's blankety blank, you're amazing, let me get your photo." And we were doing that too, we would see something like, that's incredible, like,
because you know what it is, it's when you see, and at base you can look at it like grown adults playing dress up, walking around. It sounds ridiculous, and it totally is. I'm not going to say it's not, but if you look deeper, what it really is all of us connecting with something that, just like Animaniacs, it meant something to us. Like, we watch a character, or just the idea of creating something, we connect with that, and someone sees that and they say, you connect with that too? So do I. Like, we are now connected.
Let's geek out.
Let's geek out. So that's what this episode is really about. Just this whole thing of whatever geekdom you're into, that's what spawned this whole podcast YouTube channel, was we wanted someplace where it didn't matter what fandom you were in, you could geek out about it.
And you geek out with us. And that was something I realized, in my wake of melancholy today. I went, I got dressed. I woke up this morning. I went to work, and it was fine. Like, it was fun. Like, people asked, like, oh, did you have fun? And, like, a couple people at work are, like, big geeks, so, like, we geeked out together. I bought them some stuff from it. But for the most part, everyone was like, oh, cool. And that was it. Like, but I wanted to keep geeking out. I wanted to keep, like, there was something about just anybody and everybody that I took a left. I looked to my left. I looked to my right. And there was somebody I could talk to about anything. I missed that. I missed that so much. And that made me realize how much this means to me. Because
this channel,
I want this channel to be that. I want it to be where people can come in, and this is their safe haven. You don't need to go once a year and drop hundreds of dollars and geek out.
Which we did.
Like, I want people to, like, tag us in videos of them in their cosplay, or them playing their favorite video game, or talking about their favorite moment and sending it to us, and we'll add it to our story. I want you to grab 5 friends and, like, sit them down in a chair and tie them and, like, look at these 2 geeks geeking out with us about this awesome thing that I love. See, I'm not alone. And make them subscribe, and then just keep spreading it so we can create this giant geeky community where everyone feels safe and and there's always somebody to talk to.
Yeah, and because for us, it's not about numbers, not about subscribers. It's about that's more people that we can connect with, and we can connect with us, and we can help them feel like they have that safe place.
Because that's what this is. Like, it is.
We are 4 geeks
By
geeks. Dang it!
And like, it is. It was something where
I can't get comfortable in this chair, apparently.
It was something I didn't realize until today. Like, I knew we were a channel for geeks, and like, we were geeking out about all this stuff, but I didn't realize how much it means to have a safe space where you could message me and say, how much did you love that one episode of One Piece? I'm saying it because I'm holding Luffy in my hand, and I'd be like, wasn't it amazing? Or no, I've never seen it. Tell me all about it, because I want to hear about it, because I want you to be able to geek out. And if I can't geek out about it, I want you to be able to come into like a Discord or something and find somebody and geek out with them and make new friends.
Yeah. I mean, that's what everybody's looking for. They're looking for that connection. And we're really lucky that we do have each other, and we have other friends in our circles that really geek out about certain things, and we can share about it. But I mean, you've all been there. You have that friend or two, and you want to talk about it, and they want to talk about it to a point, and then it becomes weird if you keep talking about it, even though you just want to keep gushing. And so, gush to us. We will gladly just like stay up late and gush in the forums with you.
So if you could comment below and just say whatever you're geeking out about all the time, and just let it all out.
Yes.
Please do that. I want to. And we will respond as soon as possible, and we'll geek out with you. And I want to keep doing that. I want this to be a place where you feel comfortable, you feel safe. I want it to be Comic-Con 24/7.
Comic-Con 24/7.
So you never have to lose that high. They're always up there. But no, more importantly, I don't know. I don't want to ever lose that like sense of connection.
Yeah, it's just a really strange feeling. You can't describe to the people after you come back from a Comic-Con what that meant. Like I felt so comfortable, like you said, talking to people. There was one guy, you guys I think went to dinner to pizza, and I was at the little after dance party.
Oh yeah, you went to the dance party. Yeah.
And then afterward, I stopped by, and there was all these people just hanging out. They were like other cosplayers. They were all from the con, because the con was kind of shut down, and there was nowhere else for them to go, so they were just hanging around talking.
Let's go to the hotel bar.
And I was just talking to this guy, and we talked for like an hour. And we were totally strangers, and he was talking about he wanted to do a podcast, and I was trying to like give him what little advice that I have. And he kept just asking, he's like, why are you talking to me about this? Like, why do you care? You don't know me. What do you care if I do this or not? And I was just like, if I can convince you to share what you're passionate about, then maybe I will continue to convince myself that it doesn't matter if somebody else is going to like it. If you're passionate about it, share it with the world. One of my favorite quotes is by Henry Thoreau, and it's, ask not what the world needs, because what the world needs are people who have come fully alive. So find what makes you fully alive and go do that. And for all of us where it's anime or it's manga or it's comics or it's pop figures or cosplay, if that's what makes you feel truly alive, then by all means do it and let us share it with you.
And to kind of piggyback off of that, don't let people tell you what you can and can't do. That there are limitations that we set on ourselves. I'm not saying you can fly. You can, please don't do that one.
You can figure out a way.
Yeah, but
don't go jump off buildings with no parachute.
But there's the thing. Somebody probably told the Wright brothers, "You'll never be able to fly," and then they built.
Oh, they absolutely did.
I'm sure somebody told you can't make money playing video games. Now look at everybody doing that. You can't make money just talking about your favorite geekdoms. Maybe us someday. But YouTube is full of people that just geek out. There's people on Instagram and Facebook and Twitter that just dress up in cosplay, and they're making money doing that. Just because it's not traditional doesn't mean you shouldn't pursue it. If that's what makes you happy, pursue your happiness. And just like you said, maybe if you can convince somebody else to do it, you can convince yourself. And that's what I want to do.
Mm-hmm. That's a constant battle for me. And so when you first approached me about this channel, I was like, I don't know. Like, I like that stuff. I don't know. But then I thought about it, and I was like, okay, listen, this is going to give you the excuse and the permission to go really lean into all those things that you want to do anyway, and you want to talk about, and you want to go to cons and watch all those movies. And now I have a reason, and it's like, if we're going to talk about it in the episode, I guess I have to go watch that Marvel movie.
I gotta go to the theaters. Because like Shazam's coming out in a couple days.
Oh yeah. Sorry, I got off my train of thought, but because of this channel, I've been able to lean in, and more people are now approaching me about things, and they're coming out of the woodwork to talk to me at like work or at church or it's whatever, because I've put it out there like, listen, this is what I'm into, and other people who are into it too. Now we can connect, and that's what it's really about. That's what geeking out is, connection.
Right, and like, I think I was always afraid. Because, I would see, and I regret this so much. When I was in high school, I would see kids get bullied for liking what they like. And I envy them. That's the word I'm going to use. I envy the people who went through high school being who they wanted to be. Because at the end of the day, that was amazing. But like, I would have never worn this shirt in high school. But here I am, a full-grown adult, walking around saying, look at this. Like, this is incredible. Like, I like anime. I like comic books. I like video games. Like, that's my life. I enjoy it, and I do. I regret that. Like, be yourself, be confident, and don't let bullies get to you. You know what? Like, that's your passion, that's your love, and believe it or not, most of the people that bullied kids about being into anime are now watching anime, and I see their posts. So, they're just, they're just afraid to admit that they like that stuff.
Yeah, and so don't be afraid, because they are. This is like the golden age of geekdoms. I really feel the tide's rising. The anime is cool. Marvel is like, this is the golden age of Marvel.
Yeah, like, it's incredible.
And so now, what better time to come out of the woodwork than right now?
And one last thing coming off, Rob Paulson, because you did talk about. Been watching, like, that inspired me. Like, today, all day, I was at work, I was typing on my computer, and I had one AirPod in, because, I don't speak broke, and I'm typing away, and I'm listening to this podcast, and 3 separate episodes this came up, and they said, luck is preparation meets opportunity, and that just gave me this huge burst of energy, because it was 3 of my favorite voice actors all telling me that in my ear. I had 4. Rob Paulson told me, Matt Mercer told me, Adler.
I'm sorry.
He's the voice of Cow and Chicken. And Billy West. All just preaching in my ear. Luck is preparation.
Charlie Adler,
thank you. Is preparation meets opportunity. And this goes for all of us.
No matter what you're doing in life.
Yes. Prepare. Like, if you want to be a voice actor, take acting classes. Give yourself every tool you can get so that when that opportunity comes around, you're not scared. You're ready. That's not luck. That's an opportunity knocking on your door, and you got it. If you want to be a professional basketball player, though I'm going to be honest, if you're watching our channel, you probably don't want to be a professional basketball player. But if you do...
But you can be into professional basketball and
anime.
You know
why am I like, see?
Limit that professional basketball player?
I'm setting limitations. Don't listen to me.
LeBron, I know you're tuning in. We're so sorry.
I can't believe I did that. But practice every day. Take those shots and practice the things you're bad at. I am so terrible about this. I'm so bad about leaning in to what I am bad at. I want to perfect what I'm good at.
Because it feels gross. It feels really gross to go up against failure.
But we're all going to hit those glass ceilings.
Yeah.
Everybody. Break through those. I think it's incredible. So at the end of the day, this episode's really big for me to say I want to be I'm proud to be a geek. I want to be a geek community. Let's grow together and let's find our safe space. Let's find our Comic-Con right here so we never feel alone. And let's make sure we pursue our dreams. Right now, like, I'm going to say it right here, because this isn't something you say every day. I want to be a voice actor, and I want to grow as a community with you, and I want us to go someplace.
So if any voice actors are watching, please shoot in the comments below. Shoot us a message for geeksbygeekspodcast@gmail.com. PK would love some advice.
Yes, I would love some advice. But that's what I want. I want to do this. I would love to, if I could become a professional geek, that would be my whole world. What about you? Any sweeping declarations that we now put on the internet?
I mean, I'm really happy. Like, I do get to go to work and do something that I'm really passionate about. And,
Which I love that.
And I get to work with kids, and I get to teach. I get to pursue my passions. But it's just this side of the passion has, I guess, been in the closet for a really long time. It's been like poking its head, but I've never, again, leaned into it very much. So I myself want to lean more into that. And I want this, like we've already said, to just be a safe space and be a community that people are aware of and people who know about it. So that's why we need your help. If you feel like you are on the outskirts of whatever you're into, let us know and we'll do an episode on it. And you can share it and you can find other people that this can be their safe space too. That's just what we're all about. This was a ranty episode and we knew it was going to be. And
we came in aware.
We wrote on the outline, love
Rant.
being a geek, arrow, rant. And that's all. We couldn't structure it because we just had so much feels after this weekend.
You're just like exploding energy of like passion and creativity, and like that melancholy really did turn into like a driving force.
Mm-hmm.
So I guess before we continue on and do our next segment, thank you. That's my last bit of my rant. Thank you.
The fact that there are now about 100 people who have chosen to subscribe to us and that you are alerted when we put out something in my basement is, you will never know how much that means. It feels so
Absolutely
petty
amazing.
to say that, but it means so much. Thank you. Honestly, thank you.
Like I can't put it into words. Like it does. Like I think I said it in the first episode too. I've tried Facebook or YouTube a couple times, but I always fell off the wagon because I would get discouraged. But this time I was like, like even when we hit a wall, I was like, I still like doing this. I don't care if we stay at 5 subscribers for the rest of our life. Like I liked putting this out, and it's created such a cool thing. And the fact that even 100 people would click it and subscribe to us and care enough to do that, it just kind of showed how much.
I know. And like a comment and say like, sorry, Amanda. I think Amanda commented on one thing and she like answered my questions. My shirt before was Cowboy Bebop.
Yes, thank you for telling us.
Thank you.
Who because I completely blanked and I was like, I forgot to even look it up afterwards. So I just like keep doing that. That's incredible. And bonus points if you put in the comments below what anime this is from, because I think it's incredible. And if you think it's dark, go ahead and put that there too.
Because it is.
Yes. Just a little bit. Okay. Rant over.
Is that the end rant? End rant.
And rant. And rant.
Speaking of a safe place for geeks, once again, our community sponsor, Secret Door Games, located at 215 Main Street, downtown Elkhart. You can go in there and check out all their wide selection of tabletop games, card games, role-playing games. They've got minis, and they've always got something going on in store.
Huge events, constantly moving. And like, while we're trying to grow, and this is like an internet safe space, if you're from Elkhart, Mishawaka, South Bend, that is a genuine safe space that you can go, because honestly, like I said, buy something, but there are a really cool, like, go to the events and talk to them, because you'll find friends. You'll find people of like-mindedness.
That is like a mini Comic-Con every time you walk in.
It is. I mean, it's so inviting. Like, you walk in and they're like, hey, like, what brings you in? Let's talk about it. And if you say, like, oh, I'm just in for some dice. And they're like, what do you play? And then you could say, and they're like, don't you just love this? Don't you love that? Like, and they'll just like, sometimes it can be a lot because you're like being berated. But like, I love that, because then I'm like, yes. And then I just, all of a sudden I start like throwing up all this information. And they're like, it's absolutely incredible. They're an incredible group of people.
Yeah. So check them out. You can find out all the events that they've got going on their Facebook page, Secret Door Games. We love them, and they've been so good to us by just telling more and more people about the podcast and YouTube channel.
And helping us grow. So thank you.
Thank you, Secret Door
Secret
Games.
Games.
Today on our Instagram and Facebook, we put out a question for you, or really your chance to write in to us and a couple of people did and gave us some questions that we would be remiss if we didn't try to wrestle with and answer. So today, Sarah Bennett, thank you, Sarah, for commenting on Facebook, said, if money were not an issue, what is the most complex cosplay you wish to do?
Ooh. You know, actually, I thought I knew, and now I'm second guessing myself. So you go first.
Well, ever since, okay, so we saw those incredible cosplayers, and I think while I respect all of them, like the crap out of all of them, the ones that I was really drawn to because I know that it's completely not my skill set right now is like the armor ones and like the robotic ones and like that transformer one. I was checking out on his channel again. That's James Frederick Tan. He does this, like, he's got this full Iron Man suit, like legit Iron Man suit.
I think I saw it. It was incredible.
And so I would, if I had unbelievable skill, money, time, I would love nothing more than to build an, at least walking, if it could fly even better, Diva mech.
Oh, and like you actually get in it and like move it?
Yeah.
I've
seen some and they're incredible, where you can get in and it's more like just you can stand there. But if I could figure out a way for it to walk, I might need some robotics help.
Yeah, you'd have to get like a robotics team in it, but I think that'd be incredible.
Oh, wouldn't that be so cool? You just like kick in the door. I want to make some huge cosplay that
they have to open like a garage to get you in.
And just walk in the con, like maybe assemble it in the lobby, but then
knock displays over. You're like, sorry, Artist Alley, I'm just here to look.
And then they could sit on my arm for pictures, like Diva, and they could maybe sit on top and blow a bubble.
So I think I would stick in the mech department too. So, spoilies for myself. I want to do a steampunk Mega Man.
Oh, yeah.
So like, I'm super pumped about this. I'm not going to give too much details. I love both of those. But my plan is to do a full like steampunk Mega Man for the next con. I'm really excited about it. But if I could do like no money limits, I would do like a genuine like full on armored Mega Man, and I would want to take like the arm of, because if you've ever played the Mega Man, you get like different armor. I would want to take the abilities of like each one of the armors, like keep the original helmet, and maybe like this part would be the original Buster, but then like change boots and like change it, and like just make this sick.
Maybe like the blade there.
Yeah, or do the artist that got actually bought out by Capcom, like that super hyper realistic Mega Man X. I'd probably do one of those because Mega Man's
Arc.
Yes, Rain Arc. Absolutely incredible.
He's right artist. He drew this.
He's absolutely incredible as an artist, and I loved that. I think I'd probably do Mega Man.
That actually shoots. That'd be cool.
Yeah.
I mean, that's called. I guess to make a weapon. That's just now we're just thinking, how can we like military
we're
level
trying to develop military weapons. Cool.
So thanks for your question, Sarah. What would you be? Let us know in the comment below. What was your insane complex cosplay? Joshua Hensley, who you saw in the interview, he was our contest winner from our Facebook and Instagram contest. We bought his ticket to meet us there, and he had a great time. He told us so much more off camera than he did on camera. I think he got a little nervous, and who wouldn't?
Right. But he was absolutely incredible.
Yeah, he had such a good time. Just trading cards.
I want to go plug him real quick. He's doing a new thing on Facebook.
What's he doing?
He streams Magic the Gathering, I believe. Okay. So you can find him on Facebook. He streams on Facebook if that's what you're into. Because like I said, we want to make this cool, awesome geek community. If you geek out about Magic, man, this is the kid for you. He is super into it. He has a great understanding of it. And he would love to have more people. And if you have passions that you're super passionate about, tell us. I want to plug it. I do. Like, that way we can help you find more people. Like, let's make this that place.
We want to be that, what is it, like the channel which you can find more like-minded
We're Grand Central Station.
Yeah! Geek Central Station.
Geek Central Station.
That's a better name of a podcast than ours. No, I'm just kidding. So he asked, question for each of you. Do you have a favorite X-Men character? I'm torn between Gambit and Nightcrawler. Those are, I mean, I can see why you're torn. They're both so like cool and unique in their own ways. And their personalities, not only their powers, but their personalities.
Because Gambit ends up with Rogue.
I know. Power couple of the year.
So my old teacher, shout out Robin Todorovich, actually told me there was a storyline with Gambit and Rogue where, because like obviously they can't have any interaction. Well, it's during the apocalypse when they wiped out the entire series. Right then, they decided that throw caution to the wind. Let's just be a couple, be a couple. And they found out that their powers actually negated each other, so that there was no harm. So they were able to kiss.
That's so cute.
And then they died. So they found out like way too late, and it was so
so sad.
It was so beautifully tragic, and I was like, oh my god, like so that whole thing is incredible.
Do you have an answer, or do you know an answer?
I'm trying to remember his name, which clearly makes it not my favorite.
What's his powers?
He is Cyclops' little brother. He was in the X-Men First Class.
Chaos.
He shoots him out of his hands.
Mm-hmm. Chaos. No?
I don't think so. Look it up real quick. We're doing the thing that, is so super fun to watch.
Cyclops' little brother.
I think he's...
Gabriel summons Havoc. Okay, I was close.
Yeah.
Havoc and Chaos.
So, which I thought was super cool. Okay, this is what I thought was super cool about First Class. People can complain about the movie all they want. I think Apocalypse is actually the only one they care about. But, he, swung it around, and then at the last second, he shoots his fists out, and he guides it. He didn't have that system on. Because if you watch he was having hard time controlling it.
Mm-hmm.
He ends up putting his fists out, and you see the beam, it was very subtle, go out of his hands. And I noticed it, I was like, he just learned how to use his powers, correctly. And you see him look at his fist, kind of. And I was like, that was such a subtle nuance to show that he was going to come out and learn how to do it. And then in the second movie, they completely abandoned him for less than 5 minutes. He was in the military, and they showed him saving saving Mystique, and then he was gone.
Which movie?
That was the second X-Men. X-Men Days of Future Past.
Oh, yeah. Well, it was more about Wolverine.
Which, whatever. I like Hugh Jackman. Wolverine's incredible. But Havoc was super cool. I don't even actually know that he's an actual X-Men, but...
Yeah, I think he was for a time.
Havoc is my favorite. I think he's super cool. I think he's underplayed.
I get torn between the two of mine. I mean, there's been two powers that I've always wanted. Ability to fly.
So that's Angel.
Yeah, and so when I was watching the original movies in 2002.
Oh, when he was shaving his wings.
It looked so painful. He had that scraper and he was cutting his wings off. But then when he had them, I was like, that's what I want. And he was just flying around with these huge wings. I think I remember as a kid, drawing myself with these huge wings. And that was always the dream. And when I would dream at night about having superpowers, that's what it was. But in real life, I'm about to bust myself out right now. So I had this idea because I wanted superpowers so bad that I convinced myself I actually had them.
Oh, I used to do that too.
Yeah. And I would get these just, it felt like so much energy was convulsing my body, and I just wanted to, what I would call, I'm so embarrassed for 6th grade Tanner, I would call going ape. And it's just where I felt like it was strong, and I just learned how to do a monkey run from Planet of the Apes.
So Beast.
And so, yeah, when I see Beast, I'm like, that's me! I could be Beast! I even found this blog, this forum, and it was full of people, I don't know, it was dark web stuff. I don't know how I found it. I never was able to find it again. Of all these people that also were talking they had superpowers, and there was a Professor X person that she was guiding everybody to really find their truest potential. And I messaged her, and I'm like, I have no idea. My friends found this out and bawled me out so hard. They just made fun of me so hard. And I was like, okay, yeah, you're right. It's so stupid. And, it might be. Or I might have superpowers. You don't know.
I used to, when I was a little kid, I thought I liked I'm out myself.
Good.
Just I loved the Fantastic Four movies. With Jessica Alba.
Yeah.
The first one.
Well, who didn't?
But
Jessica Alba.
Well, I was still 12 when, so anyway. I thought, and Space Jam. So I think this is actually where it first started. I watched Michael Jordan do it, and then I saw Mr. Fantastic do it. I thought I could extend my arm. But if you do it, and then you could see your arm moving out.
Yeah.
But what I wasn't,
that shot looks actually legit.
what I wasn't thinking about was the fact that I'm just moving my arm joint out. But I did. I thought when I was gonna like, oh look, I can stretch my arm out. I can do that crazy long dunk that Michael Jordan did, or I can like slide my hand under a doorway and like unlock the keys. I liked Mr. Fantastic. Like of all of the ones,
Plus he's super smart.
he was super smart. He got a super beautiful wife, and his powers were super cool. Like we actually saw Mr. Fantastic cosplay.
That's what I love about this guy.
And his arms actually like moved.
There's this older dude, and he was still cosplaying. Like that is actually the 9th iteration. I ran into him later again when I was off on my own. I like ran away a lot, and I ran into him, and he was like, "Yeah, these are like my 9th iteration. They're essentially like dryer tubes. They were super long,
but they moved like actual arms should move, so he could like
Super
move, and like he could make it bend. It was crazy.
And for the cosplay, he just walked out and was like, "Ooh."
He was so cool. He's so goofy. I loved that.
That was great. So yeah, check back each Monday. We try to put out Mail Time Monday. If you see that out there, that's a chance for you to write in a question. It might be topical based, or it might just be, take questions and we'll answer.
Yeah, and honestly, I like the idea of it just being topical, so we can geek out about anything and everything at the end of the episode.
Yeah. So thanks, Josh, and thanks, Sarah, for writing us in.
But I think it's going to wrap up this episode. Yeah. I'm sorry this one really didn't have a topic other than just ranting.
It did. It had a topic of being you and geeking out what you geek out about and being true to
and
you.
Following your passions.
That's right.
And not letting people tell you what you can do. Don't let the world set your limitations. Like, that's something I wish somebody would have told me in the beginning. And don't wait. Don't wait for your lucky break. Don't wait for your lucky shot. Like, I'm gonna out both of us. We both do theater. Like we both act a lot. Him more than me. And you can't just sit and wait for somebody to come give you a shot. And don't be afraid of hearing no, and don't be afraid of getting denied, because you're gonna a lot.
It's just part of it.
It's part of it. Like
the world can't say yes to you every single time.
There is no shame in falling. The shame is when you don't get back up. Haikyuu. I'm going to plug that anime till the day I die.
We were making fun of that anime all weekend.
All weekend.
And I've never seen it. It's not fair to make fun of it. So before you blow up the comments, Haikyuu fans, I've never seen it. It's just his fiance gives him a hard time, so I just jumped on the bandwagon.
Yeah, so anyway, but that was one of my favorite things that they said. They just lost a tournament, and they're both like defeated.
Yeah.
And he said, there's no shame in falling down. The only shame is not getting back up. And that's the biggest thing. That's the biggest thing I teach for you. And I think we're basically trying to talk to myself in the future and you guys. Don't set yourself limitations. Don't be afraid to fall. Make sure you get back up.
And geek out loud, people!
Geek out loud. And geek and proud. Going off that X-Men question. Like mutant and proud, geek and proud.
That's right, represent. So thank you if you've sat through this entire rant. Thank you for joining us. We hope that you gained something. But until next time, I am Bozar.
I'm PK.
You keep geeking out.
And
please.
And tie 5 friends to a chair and make them watch this and make them subscribe. Okay, cool.
Smash that sub!